There is a saying that a person is as big as his thoughts. This is an eternal truth that has been proven by the lives of successful people throughout the ages. Napoleon Hill, in his famous book Birthing and Crying, said that what a person thinks becomes his life, a reflection of those thoughts. So why can't most people succeed? Do they not think, or do they not discover their potential? Today's story will help you find the answer to that question. So listen to the story till the end. I swear this video can change you. Once upon a time, there was a beggar at a city railway station. That beggar would beg from all the passengers sitting on the trains that came there to feed himself. And one day, when that beggar went to beg, then he saw a rich man lying on a sofa. Then the beggar thought that this man must be very rich, and if I ask for alms from him, he will definitely give me a lot of money. Then the beggar went to the rich man and started begging. But seeing the beggar, the rich man said, "Do you always ask for things from people? Have you ever given anything to anyone in return?" Hearing this, the beggar was surprised and said, "Sir, I am just a beggar. I make my living by begging from people. Where is my power to give anything to anyone?" Then the rich man said, "Since you cannot give anything to anyone, then you have no right to ask anything from anyone. I am a businessman and I believe in Lane Dane. If you have something to give me, then I can give you something in return. And if you cannot give me anything, then I cannot give you anything." Then the rich man got on the train and left from there. Meanwhile, the beggar sat and thought about what the businessman had said. The beggar thought that I have been begging for so long, but such no one has ever said anything to me, even though the businessman didn't say anything bad. Really, if I can't give anything to anyone, how can I ask for anything from other people? Then the beggar thought, maybe that's why people don't want to give me much money, because I can't give anything to anyone in exchange for alms. Then the beggar thought, I'm just a beggar. What can I give to another person? But this is also true. How long will I keep asking people without giving anything to anyone? Finally, the beggar decided that from today onwards, whoever gives him alms will definitely give him something in return. But now, the beggar was thinking only about this. Instead of alms, he can give to others. 2 days passed while he was thinking about this. The beggar didn't beg for anything during those 2 days. On the third day, when the beggar was sitting at the station, he saw some flowering trees on the other side of the station that had many flowers blooming on them. Then, instead of giving me alms, what would happen if I gave people a flower each? Then, the beggar decided that from today, he would give alms instead of alms. Thinking of this, the beggar plucked some flowers from there. Then, taking those flowers in his hand, he reached the train to beg. Whenever someone gave alms to the beggar would give a flower to the person in front of him, and the person would happily keep that flower with him. Now, the beggar would pluck flowers every day and give a flower to the people from whom he took alms. Within a few days, the beggar saw that now many people started giving him alms. As long as he had flowers, people would give him more and more alms. But whenever the flowers ran out, no one would give him alms anymore. And this continued every day. One day, when the beggar got on the train to beg, the beggar saw that the businessman is sitting on the train, which is why he started giving flowers to people today instead of begging. Then the beggar quickly reached the businessman and said, "Today I have something to give you. If you give me alms, then I will give you some flowers instead." Then the businessman gave some money to the beggar, and the beggar gave some flowers to the businessman. The businessman liked the beggar's idea very much, so he said, "Today you have become a businessman like me." After saying this, the businessman got down at the station with the flowers and left. Meanwhile, once again, the beggar started thinking again. The beggar thought, how can I become a businessman? After thinking a lot, the beggar realized that now he too can be successful in life, because now he too has learned the secret of success. Then the beggar got down from the train and shouted loudly, looking at the sky, saying, "I am not a beggar. I am a businessman. I am also that rich man. I can be like a businessman. I can also be rich."
And when the beggar was shouting all these things, the people around him thought that maybe he had gone mad. And from the next day, the beggar was not seen at the station again. 6 months later, 2 men in suits and boots started their journey at the station. Both of them looked at each other and...
The first person shook hands with each other and said, "Do you recognize me?" The second person said, "No, I don't recognize you. I think this is the first time I've met you." Then the first person smiled a little and said, "We have met twice before on this train. I am the beggar whom you told me what to do in my life in the first meeting. And the second time you met, you told me who I really am." Then the second person smiled and said, "I remember. You are the beggar whom I once refused to give alms. The second time, I bought some flowers from you. But where are you going in this suit and boots? What are you doing these days?" Then the first person said, "Yes, I am the beggar. But today, I am a big flower merchant. I am going to another city because of my business." Then the first person, after a while, said, "What you told me in the first meeting is actually a law of nature. We will get something only when we give something. I could feel it very well. But even then, I always considered myself a beggar, and I never thought about anything else. But the second time, when I met you, you told me that I had also become a businessman. And then I understood why people were giving me so much alms. Because they were not giving me alms, but they were paying the price of the flowers. Every person was buying my flowers because they could not get them cheaper anywhere else. Although I was a small businessman in the eyes of people, I was still a beggar in my own eyes. And only after you told me that I was also a small businessman, then my savings changed." With the money, I bought a lot of flowers and started a flower business. People today like flowers a lot, and this choice of theirs has made me a big flower businessman today. At the end of the conversation, they got off the train and went their separate ways. How life will be for us depends on our perspective. If you think of yourself as small, then you will remain small. But if you can recognize the potential within yourself, then you too can do something big one day. So don't look down on yourself. See yourself as a successful, strong, and capable person. Because when your thoughts change, your future will change. If you like the video, like it, and tell us in the comments what this story taught you, and share it to inspire others. Thank you for being by our side. See you again with a new inspiring story.